man, those guys were awesome today, showing up, supporting their classmates like they did. It's Thanksgiving weekend. A lot of those guys could have gone home, and they stayed here and went to the football game, and so I'm really, really appreciative of the students for doing that. I think it just talks about the TCU family and how special it is that those guys showed up, and the crowd showed up, and was really, really good. So, again, appreciate those guys for doing that. I think you got to give Baylor a lot of credit. I think they played really hard. I think they played hard all year. I think Dave Miranda's a very good football coach. I think it shows you how confident those kids are in him, the way how hard they play. And, there's never a play on film where they're not going hard, and that's a credit to Dave and his coaching staff and Baylor. Because like I said, man, those guys, it's been a disappointing year for them, just like it has for us, and their players always play hard, and they always show up. Man, it feels good to get a win. It's been a while, it seems like. And so just proud of our guys. Wasn't real pretty. We had the 2 early drives that stalled out, had the fumble and then the 4th down play that we didn't get. But we never punted. I thought we moved the ball well, the entire game. Josh threw for, I think, 420 yards or something like that. So thought he really threw the ball well. Thought our offensive line really protected well. Struggled more than we should have to run the football, but I thought the pass protection was excellent. He had a lot of time. The receivers caught balls. It was just what this is supposed to look like, and so it was good to see it. And we were 9 of 11 on 3rd down. That's a hard thing to do on air, really. And so again, thought we executed well. Thought the precision was there, and it's like I said, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Especially with decision making, no turnovers the first time.
Yeah, we didn't turn the ball over except for the fumble. He didn't turn it over, and so I was really good to see that. I think he just gets better every game. More comfortable, makes better decisions, gets on the same page more with receivers. We had to move some guys around just because of injuries. JoJo Earl moved outside, and thought he did a good job when he was in the game. Savion again played well. Obviously, Jared Wiley had a great game. John Paul played well. Jalen Robinson played well. Major made some plays. So it was good to see. But again, going back to what you said, I think, kind of that's what young quarterbacks are supposed to do. They're supposed to mature as they go through. And thought he played well. And, excited about next week and going and playing against a great Oklahoma team and a big challenge. And, I'm ready to see the continued maturation and growth from Josh.
Earlier this week about the lack of explosive touchdowns.
Yeah.
4 today.
Yeah, it was finally good to see that. Yeah. We just hadn't had many, you know what I mean? And it's been a strange phenomenon in a lot of ways. And there's, like we've talked about, there's a million different reasons why, but it was great to get him today. It really was. It's just college football. It's just hard to drive the ball, across the field, have a 15-play drive, and finish with a touchdown. It's a hard thing to do. You know what I mean? If you don't get some kind of explosive play that helps you out a little bit, and in particular, scoring play, because the field shrinks. And what happened to us early in the year, now again, it happened today with the turnover and then the 4th down, but what's happened to us this year is the field shrinks. You got to be more precise, and we just haven't been. And today, I think we were. Again, after the first 2 series, and we just got, we're getting better, and guys are understanding things better, and I'm encouraged. It's one of those things I wish we had 7 games left, but we need to go in next week so we have at least one more.
Had 2 design runs for Josh in that 3rd quarter, that quarterback draw that led to a big run and of course the touchdown. Have you guys kind of been holding on to that? Maybe.
Yeah, look, man, we haven't held on to anything. We have thrown everything we can at the wall. It was good. It was It's kind of a more scheme thing this week, and obviously the third down run was, got some man coverage on the back end, and that was a big opportunity for the quarterback to pull it down and run with it. And then, Josh made a nice read on the touchdown, and the read was a pull read, and he pulled it and did a good job getting in the end zone. And I thought one of the things that we did really well today is I thought we blocked down the field. And that you ask about those explosive plays. A big part of the reason why we scored on those touchdowns is when you go and you look, Savion was blocking downfield a couple of times and keyed, Jared Wiley's long touchdown. I think had a big block on one of Amani's touchdowns. And when you're blocking down the field like we were today, that makes all the difference.
Savion Williams been able to emerge in these last 2 games.
Yeah, I think he's gotten on the same page with the quarterback, which is a very, very important thing. He just continues to develop and get better and play with more confidence, and I think he and Josh are just kind of starting to get that synergy between the two of them that's really, really important. And he made some big plays. One of the things I thought was a big play today was, Major Everhart making that third down catch. I thought that was a big play, kept the drive alive, led to a touchdown there in the third quarter. A bunch of guys I thought made really good, tough, competitive catches, and allowed us to move the ball.
Jared was wide open on the 2 touchdowns. Was there something you saw?
Yeah, well, the one was, we caught him in I believe it was 2-man, and he showed that he blocked, and he was running kind of a delay route. Well, his guy triggered and blitzed when he blocked, and so it kind of avoided that area, and the safeties were playing those deep routes, and we dumped it down, and it was one of those things that worked like it was supposed to. It doesn't always happen that way, but it did there. And then, what we tried to do a little bit was show some different motions and movements to create a little bit of uncertainty, and the first touchdown, I think, was the result of a little bit of uncertainty.
You guys, it doesn't go down in the stat column as a turnover, but I think you guys had 4 turnovers on downs.
Yeah. That was huge. those were all, every one of those stops was big. And, we got some last week against Texas too. And so, it's good to see our defense rising up in those critical situations on 4th down and getting off the field. And they did it a bunch of times today, and as I said, did it some last week and gave us a chance to make a comeback and had an opportunity to finish last week. But yeah, they did a great job today. They really did. I thought, I think those guys, when they hit us on the wheel route to the tight end, Nick was right there, on the gadget play, on the the reverse back to the quarterback and the wheel to the tight end. Thought Nick played it well. The guy just made a good play. It was a big, tall tight end. It was a heck of a throw. And so I thought our guys were well prepared. We were going to see some different things. Baylor does a nice job with their scheme every week of having something different. They gave us fits last year with some things that we hadn't seen before. And I thought our guys really did a good job of adjusting this week, or this year, rather. And, we just kind of hung around defensively. You know what I mean? I thought we, limited big plays, did a good job of doing that.
Sonny, like you mentioned a minute ago, chance next week to go to maybe get one more. How important is it to be in a position to be able to have something like that?
Yeah, that's a big deal. The one thing I love about this team is they're going to play hard, man. They are, and it's been everybody's disappointed with the year. I've been really encouraged by the last 6 quarters of football that I've seen from this team. Really encouraged. They're going to play hard no matter what, but having that carrot, to get to bowl eligibility is, I think, always a good thing.
Wiley in this game in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think made a couple of big plays. First of all, I think that was the big thing for us, like we alluded to earlier, was just having some big play touchdowns. And Jared had 2 of those today, and did a great job catching and running. And again, I think Josh and Jared are starting to get really comfortable with each other. Jared is such a big target. Josh is kind of starting to understand where to throw the ball and how to do it. And Jared made a couple of really nice plays and competitive plays on some, and was open on some others. And Jared's been banged up all year. He has showed a lot of toughness really the last month of the season, just grinding through stuff, and he's had sore ribs, and he's had a little bit of an ankle or Achilles, and today he got a little bit of a hip pointer. The guy just has fought through a bunch for us. And I can't say enough about these seniors that played the last game at Amon Carter Stadium. It was it meant a lot to those guys. You could see it. It really did. And we talked about that during the week, about making sure that, we sent those guys out with a win. So I was proud of them for doing that.
Coach, talk a little bit about,
Can you talk a little bit about the senior class and what they've meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, I love these guys. I mean, there's some guys that have, been here for a long time. You think about, the Jamoy Hodges and the Brandon Colemans that have been here for a long time, the Nooks. They've been through a lot. Then you think about the kids that we added, last year, the Jared Wileys and Josh Newtons and guys like that have been really, really important players for us. And I love this place. I mean, I would say it all the time. We're all really blessed to be here. This is a great place to be. They understand that, and it means a lot to them. I mean, putting the purple on every week means a lot to these guys. It really does. And, I don't think any of us take it for granted.
You talked about earlier in the week about the defense and some of the issues being inexperienced up front. It looked like they would get some pressure today.
Yeah. I thought we were aggressive in trying to pressure the quarterback. I think we felt coming into this game that was going to be really important for us to do. Felt like we could hold up on the back end and thought we got pressure, pretty consistently, and it was good to see that. Look, like I said, our job is to win football games, and there's never any excuse for not winning games. And so, we are a little bit young up front, but we need to win. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? There's no excuse to not win here at TCU, and we understand that. And so, those guys have got to continue to develop. And the good thing is we have a lot of players coming back that are really starting to play well, when you look across their team. And so I'm excited about, again, next week, trying to get to a bowl game, the improvement that we could make going into that bowl game. And it's obviously going to be a big game for us next week.
Talked a little bit earlier about some of the struggles you've had running the ball the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, Baylor did a little bit different thing tonight. Played their tackles kind of head up to take our double teams away, and then ran the linebackers through. They did a little bit of that to us last year as well. I think it's like anything else. You give up a little something to gain something, and so makes it a little bit more difficult to run the ball. Makes it a little bit easier to pass protect. Because now you're blocking a head up guy as opposed to a guy in a gap, and so. It's like everything in football. There's a little bit of give and a little bit of take, and that's what we tried to do today is, had a hard time running the ball, but we really did a great job pass protecting. And so, that was the trade-off. Anytime you throw for 430 yards, you had a good day, and we did, and we need to be able to run it better no matter what they do to us. We just got to continue to improve there.
Did it feel good to be in a position to get Chandler some playing time?
Yeah, it was great to get everybody some playing time, honestly. I think we were able to play, all our seniors for the most part. There's a couple of guys we wish we could have gotten in. But, yeah, it was good. It was good. Chandler, it's good to get him back out there. He's not completely 100% yet. We had a little bit of setback in practice last week, but I think he's closer, and we're hoping he'll be 100% next week. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.